Welcome back to episode 289 of the Gun and Guns podcast. I'm your host, Troy.
And I'm your other host, Doug.
We use this podcast to talk about God, guns, and responsible Christian gun owners' interest. On this week's show, we'll be talking about what it means to be still and know that I am God. Well, I think a band of sponsors, Oath Keepers TV, puts our shows out there for you guys on their platforms where they are not being censored by the leftist, what do you call them, social media commies. Yeah. Also, want to thank Firearms Radio Network for sponsoring us and putting their shows out there for you guys on podcast. If you've not checked out other shows at the Firearms Radio Network, please do. Same thing with Oath Keepers TV. There are a bunch of shows that they've got over there on Oath Keepers, and you guys should make yourselves aware of those. And they are free to watch. But we've been hanging tough with them on numbers. I think we're pretty competitive for the most part. There's a couple of shows that are just way out there that do like 5 shows a night or something, 5 shows a week or something. We ain't that ambitious, but we hold our own. So thanks. Check out oathkeepers.org if you want to know more about Oath Keepers, and you can go to Firearms Radio Network to .net, .com, all kinds of stuff, and find out all about those shows over there. All right, and we've also got 2 others.
Also, Crossbreed Holsters. Hey, you've heard us talk about it. Troy and I both carrying the Super Tuck Deluxe, the most comfortable holster you can get. If you carry it on your person in your vehicle, or your wife's got one in her purse, Crossbreed makes a holster for you. Check our buddies out at crossbreedholsters.com. Carry the cross. Also, PowerTac lights. Hey, if you're looking for a flashlight, for an AR, for a weapons light, for a pistol light, just a little mini light to put in your pocket to carry around on everyday carry, PowerTac has a light for you. Go check our buddies out at powertac.com. Use our promo code God and Guns to get 40% off just for listening to the show.
Good deal. What have you been doing with your God and Gun activities this week?
Let's see. What have I done this week? Sportsman's Daily Devotionals, still doing the hospital devotionals. We're still getting those. I like those. The gun side, everyday carry. I've been doing that. Hey, I was fortunate enough Saturday to get a deer finally. So,
that was a deer?
It was a deer. It wasn't a Kentucky deer. It was a Georgia deer. But it was a deer nonetheless. And hey, it was pretty cool. You know, I missed that good buck a couple weeks ago. And I was sick. It was broadside, 25 yards, and I shot under him, missed him, too close, I guess. But I figured out the combination to make sure that I hit him. This one came running through the woods, and I wound up shooting it left-handed running and dropped it dead in its track. So
there you go. You got must be left-handed.
I know. I said, I guess I'll just have to start shooting everything left-handed and
on the run.
Trick shot on the run and be done with it. Oh, dude, it was funny. So I worked a deal the other day for a guy at work. A buddy of mine was looking to sell he had a Remington 770 308 scoped. Everything was nice. It had it cleaned up. Man, the action was nice on it. It worked good. You know, it's just a starter gun for somebody. And he was getting into deer hunting and had an older gun and wanted something new. And I showed him a picture of it and he wanted it. So he was asking me the other day how I normally shoot if I'm in the stand or whatever. And I said, normally I got a shooting stick and I lay the gun up on the shooting stick and shoot off of that. It gives me a nice rest and I can do it. So he comes in the other day at work. He'd been off and he wanted to shoot it just to check it. And he got him a new shooting stick. Mm-hmm. And I guess I might have failed to mention that I actually hold on to the stick and the gun, you know, when I shoot. And he had a nice little half moon across the top of his eye.
Oh,
where it scoped him. But he got the deer. So he said he shot and he said he felt it hit him. He didn't think about it. And then all of a sudden he couldn't see nothing because his eye got blurry from the blood. And he said he turned around and had his son with him. His son was going off. The body was bleeding. He didn't know what was going on. He said, "You didn't tell me I need to hold that thing." I'm like, "Well, dude, you need to hold any of them. You know,
yeah.
Still a high-powered rifle."
Which one was it?
It's the gun.
The gun you sold him, or the one you shot?
I didn't say it was a friend of mine. It was it was a Remington 770 in 308, which 308
Oh,
don't kick that much anyway.
no, they're really light.
But he just had it. He had it laying on that shooting stick, holding the stick, not the
Yeah.
gun. I usually put my finger over the top of it just to keep it down.
Yeah.
And he pulled the trigger, and he didn't have a good enough grip on it, I guess. So
He didn't have any shoulder pocket good.
it did not. So it put the catawampus on him pretty good.
Yeah. You dial that reticle out a little bit so you get some eye relief, not be so close to the scope.
Yeah. So anyway, I thought that was funny. I mean, I've scoped myself before too, but usually it was with a 300 Win Mag I used to have. I hated that gun.
I don't think I've ever done that. I've seen people do it, but I've never. I always set my scope pretty far out. I don't get too close to my eye.
Well, I normally do too. And normally when I scope if I get popped, it's because I'm shooting left-handed.
Or
And I'll turn, and for some reason it catches me over the right eye, even though I'm looking through my left eye. I guess the way I'm turned, trying to look through it, all cocked up and stuff, and it'll pop me across. I've never cut myself, but I put a little knot on my forehead a couple times, and it just feels so good.
Mm-hmm. I think the worst bruise I ever got was that 4570 government. It was that single shot 4570 government. I don't know if you remember me shooting that thing or not, but it bruised my shoulder pretty good because it just had a really small butt pad, a little handy rifle. I love that gun. It was like shooting artillery, man. But it would put a thump out there. It would, but it would. You shoot very much of that, you feel it. 400 grain. I think I had 300 grain and some 400 grain bullets. Man, they had a lot of kick. It wasn't a fast burn cartridge. It wasn't something like a 300 Win Mag or something like that. But that Miller Precision 300 Win Mag AR, like an AR-10 platform. That's a nice gun. It didn't kick that bad, but you put that in a bolt action or a single shot, there's a whole world of difference right there.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
We got a bunch of people here tonight. I see John over there, and Mike, and Bill Donovan, and John. Let's see, Steve Milton over here.
There comes Brian in.
Brian's here.
Got a party going on tonight.
Yeah. Share it with your friends, guys. We too cheap to pay for any kind of everything. Yeah, we ain't got enough money for that stuff.
We don't advertise like that. I had let's see, what else I do. I had my next granddaughter had her birthday party this past weekend.
I saw the pictures.
Kennedy, as I call her, is 3 now, so she had a good party. We hung out, and quite a few people there, and everybody's all fine. Amazing that. So we're all good. I am working a deal right now to pick up some ammo. I got a line on some, but the least amount of rounds I can buy is 5,000 rounds, because they're selling to distributors and stuff, big orders.
Is that 9mm or is that 223?
It's good. This order is going to be 9mm.
That's just 2 ammo cans, man.
Huh?
This is 2 of them 50 cal ammo cans.
Well, yeah, if you get them that big. But so I got some of my buddies were all going to go in and buy it and split it up, when we get it. But at least I found some. It's not the best price in the world, but it's better than a lot. So we'll see.
Well, Sportsman's guy was selling it for $100 a box of 50 now or something. No, $50 a box of 50, like $1 a round.
Well, this ain't bad then, because this is 43 cents a round.
I know, it's crazy,
which is still ridiculous.
I reloaded it for about 11 cents a round. So
the first of the year they're going to start running 5.56. So
yeah,
he'd want to know if we want to set up a thing with them where we could sell through the podcast and stuff. And I'm like, I don't know
about the legality issues there.
No, I said, we probably wouldn't be able to. I said, depend on. They're doing orders of 250,000 rounds in an order. So
we got a few guys out there that can swing it.
Well, yeah, we probably could. Possibly. But anyway, we're going to pick up 5,000 rounds of it and see. And then the first of the year, they're going to start running 5.56. So I'll have the opportunity to get me a little bit more then. I still haven't got to shoot the new baby yet.
Oh,
And
you
I
got
want
backyard?
to. I do, but it's usually dark by the time I get home now.
You don't want to illuminate the neighborhood?
Well, I don't care about that, but I want to take up a little bit of take a little video, when I do get to pull the trigger on it.
Yeah.
I was going to shoot it over at my buddy Sean's house Saturday when we were deer hunting. We come out because he's got a big pile of dirt in the backyard next to the edge of the woods, and we were going to shoot it right there. But the neighbors, his neighbor is building a new house, and there's a bunch of contractors and stuff over there on the roof. And it's pretty steep. I didn't want to pull the trigger on that 44 and blow one of them off a roof, or scare him and he slip and fall off.
Yeah. Steve wants to know what your shirt says, Doug.
What he wants to know? What
your shirt says?
Oh, it says, "I served. You're welcome." My daughter got it for me as a birthday present the other day, so I told her I would wear it tonight on the show. I love T-shirts that say stuff like that. I like yours too.
Yeah, man, liberals, not guns. That one I got from Wimkin, that new social media platform. It lets everybody on. They've been having some troubles getting up and running, but they were asking that people buy shirts, and they had different kinds of apparel to help support the channel. And so I bought a couple tooth shirts and hats and stuff like that. But this one I liked. They had another one on there. It was "I'm a Republican because I have a brain" and all the other stuff. I don't like to be a slave.
I guess when you got me some other ones. It's a veterans group called, what is it? Warrior 12. I want to say. I think it's what it is.
Oh yeah.
But they got some really nice shirts too.
Rick's got a question over here. He says he's got a medical device in his right shoulder and he can't shoot right-handed or damage or destroy the implant. It said average or slightly below average strength, muscle mass due to a 5-week hospital stay. Rebuilding strength. What caliber rifle do you recommend to consider replace my Ruger American 308, preferably left-handed, but right can be forced into service with some practice? I don't know what is it. What Tikka is that? Ones that make left-handed. There's several manufacturers that make left-handed bolt guns now.
Yeah, there's a lot of them.
Yeah, so I mean, you got lots of options out there for a bolt gun. Depending on what you want to do with it. If you're hunting deer in Georgia, I mean, you can use a 22, but
Hey, well, it's got to be a centerfire.
Okay, you can use what's the centerfire? You can use
223. You can hunt with a 223 here.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that'd be overkill. But if you're hunting up in the north part or over in Kansas and stuff, you're going to need a bigger caliber. Depends on what you're doing with it. I mean, if you're shooting for blinking and stuff, I mean, there's all kinds of caliber. If you're going to be hunting with it, of course, you're going to want something that's going to safely put down the game and not have to track it for 2 miles. So you be the better expert advising calibers, Doug. I would think that any kind of a left-handed bolt action, as long as your eye will work with a left dominant eye or whatever shooting.
Dude, it's funny. It's funny you say that. Yeah, I mean, you could always use an AR in different calibers and different platforms. My buddy just got an AR-10 in 6.5 Creedmoor that shoots really nice. He said, he's got a little bit of muscle mass.
AR-10?
Yep. That's in a 308.
Yeah,
so you got that one. But, I have the 6.5 Grendel, which is basically it's just a souped up AR in a 6.5 millimeter, and it'll flat put it on them. And, I shoot 123 grain Hornady SST out of it, or an ELD bullet, and it's plenty. I mean, we've shot plenty down here, and my buddy Sean I hunt with, he has killed the last 3 deer with a 223 shooting a 62 grain Winchester. What is it called? I think it's called deer season, and I've killed several hogs with it. Man, it puts them right down.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of good hog and deer. I like light recoil. I mean, you could do a 243 is pretty light recoil.
Yeah,
Six.
absolutely.
What's the 6 six? What
Six
something
6.5
SPC, the one for the AR
Mhm.
platform? That's a light
or the
recoil.
Grendel.
Yeah, the Grendel. But something that you could shoot a lot. I mean, the ammunition would be plentiful. I mean, for deer, you could well, I don't know where you live at, Rick, but if you live anywhere where there's some big deer at, you want a heavier caliber. But shot placement and getting them into your corn pile. it's, it's just a matter of your setup, I guess.
Rick said hog and deer, and
Yeah.
I can't tell you how many deer I've killed, or not deer, but hogs that I have killed with 5.56 shooting with a Hornady SST, and man, it just puts a smackdown on them. Most times they don't even get up.
The rifle he's getting out of that Ruger American 308. It's he's in Florida. Oh man, well, you could do that with a slingshot.
Yeah,
little meat deer down there. but the 308 American Ruger, that's a light gun. That's a
it is
really
a light gun.
And so you're gonna feel a lot more recoil with that. You get a Woodstock. Well, I don't know how much packing you want to do, but the advantage of the Ruger American is it's light. It's easy to carry for a long time. If you're like stalking and stuff like that. But as far as setting up and shooting, the heavier the gun, the less recoil you're gonna have. So,
and I mean, look at getting a semi-automatic too, because that's going to be even less recoil, because a lot of the kick's going to be in kicking the shell out of it. So,
true. Depending if you can find one right now.
Well, yeah, true. Lots of options though, but yeah, Rick, go ahead and I mean, look at a 5.56, an AR platform. And you can kill, especially down in Florida, you can kill any deer down there you want with a 5.56, no problem. Just shoot a zero in with a 62 grain or a 70 or 73 grain, I think.
You could do a 300 blackout and put your can on there, and
yeah.
I don't know what kind of range you're shooting at down there in Florida, but I don't know. There's a lot of swampland down there. I don't know what kind of setup you got, but depending on how far you're shooting, I mean, the 300 blackouts are pretty light recoil gun as well.
Yeah.
All right.
So, lots of options.
Let's roll on. So that's got all your stuff for the week.
That's got. I did pick up another box of ammo for the 44 the other day.
I gotta dig into my larder. I'm pretty sure I've got 4 or 5 boxes of 44 Magnum.
Ooh.
I'm pretty sure. I had a friend that had one, was needing some ammo. I dug out a couple, but I've got a wood crate over there that I've got ammo that I've had for guns that have been in the safe a long time. That's I need to go in there and dig out. I got a whole bunch of 45-70 government in there. So let's see. So my daily stuff for guide was Bible reading. I listen to sermons a lot. There's some YouTube channels I listen to. The sermons by Spurgeon and some other well-known pastors of the 19th century. I listen to a lot of those. And then I listen to several different pastors around here. Since everybody's online now, I have lots of options to pick from to listen to on Sundays. This Sunday we went to Severance Valley, just up in Elizabethtown. It was very sparse. There was very few people there. Our Governor Adolf Hitler, Andy Bashir has threatened to put us all in prison, and if we have more than 8 people for Thanksgiving, he's said for our neighbors to turn us in. So he's got my mom scared about having Thanksgiving now because she's got a bunch of Democrat neighbors up there that would probably turn her in. So we'll see what happens. I don't know. We're out here in the country. Nobody around here is going to turn me in. So
they can't catch us all.
Yeah. Well, put us all in prison.
We're already
in virtual prison. I mean, Might as well throw us behind the bars. They've let all the real criminals out. Let's see. That was pretty much my God stuff. I didn't go this morning to the men's prayer thing. I've had several long days and late nights, and I just didn't really feel like getting up this morning at 5 o'clock to go. But I'm working on the scout still. Some of you guys have been pointing out places for me to find things. I got in the points and contacts. They were on order for a while. They were supposed to be in stock, and every time I called, they said, "Oh no, they're not in yet." And so finally got those Monday. Waiting on plug wires still. I've ordered some connectors that are just brittle plastic, few wire connectors and stuff that just brittle break when you touch them. And I'm trying to find a fuse block, one for that vehicle, but I can find some generic ones. You just make your own kind of thing. I mean, end up using that. I've got some wire in. I'm still waiting on the heavy starter wire running from the battery to the starter to the switch. And what else? Got a few other parts in. I got a jack. I don't know if I told you I got a jack last week. Got me a new floor jack. So it's easier for me to pop it up in the air. Air compressor's broke down, so I'm taking it apart, cleaning it out, and waiting on some bolts to come in. It's got some kind of special thread pitch bolt that nobody around here has in stock. So I got a McMaster car and found them, and they'll be here tomorrow, hopefully. And so I had to pay out through the nose for MasterCard, but they've got whatever you want. Other than that, I'd have to drive to somewhere that's got a especially bolt place. I'm looking through my notes here. So I've been working on. We had the bull. He's got all the cows bred, so we moved him over to one of Brad's farms over in Mount Sherman. So went and got the trailer, and I was out there at the barn lot, and I saw that the bull was separate from the cows and the steers, and he was holding back about 100 yards behind them at the corner of the field. So I took the opportunity, because I haven't had him separate. I've never been able to get him separated from the cows for the last month and a half. And so I seized the opportunity. I went down and closed off the cows and the steers from him. And then I had to lure him up into the barn lot where I could corral him. And so I run down there about, I don't know, it was about 150 yards or so down, closed out the fence, ran back all the way up to the barn about 150 yards, climbed up the barn loft, got down a bale of hay, threw it down, come down, broke the bale, threw off about half of it to the cows and steers to keep him up away from him. And then I went out in the barn lot and took a couple leaves of the hay and shook it out there and tried to make it all appealing and sexy for him. And he just sat there and looked at me chewing his cud. He's like, I ain't falling for it. So I went and ran some fresh water in the tank. I'd had him closed out the barn lot for about, 3 weeks now. So he was growing up had a pretty good stand of grass. And so I kept on trying to lure him in. He wouldn't even budge. He wouldn't even come in there. So I walked back over to my truck and stood by my truck for a while. And he started going into the gate, coming up in the lot. And he'd stop and he'd look at me, and then he would stand there and look at me. So I walk out of sight, and he'd walk in another couple of feet. And I'd look around the corner. He'd stop, look up at me like, So I went around and went down to the bottom of this upper pasture, went around the fence line out of his sight, and I snuck up behind him, and I closed him off in the barn. He turned around, saw me, turned around, and stomped his foot. I didn't have the gate locked, and then I let the cows and the steers back out in the main pasture. And I was like, wow, I finally got him. And so I went and grabbed the trailer real quick. And usually he's pretty easy to get in the trailer. Usually you throw a couple leaves of hay in there, and he'll climb around up the trailer. He wouldn't go in there for nothing. So I took my truck and trailer, backed it around, blocked him where he had to go into the barn, drove him in the barn. He tried to run over me, and I can't remember the guy's name. One of one of Brad's guys that works for him doesn't speak English, speaks only Spanish from Mexico, and so I had to use my Spanglish to communicate. But we got it done. We ran him into the barn, and then we got the gates, lined it up to the trailer, and then he had no option but to go into the trailer or stay in the barn. Got him over there and hauled him away and took him off. So that was a big accomplishment this week because I've been trying to get him separated forever. Worked on 350 today. It has somehow or another, I don't remember hitting anything, but something hit my bumper and had mashed that steel bumper up and broke the fog light assembly. Inside there was a plastic assembly, broke it, and so I ordered another assembly because I saw it was all shattered, and I didn't realize it hit anything. I went to go replace that. I thought, well, something come in there and hit the light, but it actually broke and pushed the steel up. And so I've been out there wrenching on that bumper. I had to take off some plates out of the back of it. I tell you what, I'm feeling my age right now because I was up in there prying. I got these channel locks about this long, and I was bending the bumper, the bent pieces of that bumper back down with it. And I was hollering and pulling, and the kids was like, "Why don't you let me help?" And then they were working on that bumper. We worked on that thing. I worked on it on my side. Gunner switched out the other side in about 25, 30 minutes. And I worked on my side for 2 hours plus, and then it got dark and cold, so I give up. But did that. Broke his creeper. I fixed his creeper, so I got to get me a creeper that'll hold me. Trying to see anything else. I talked about. I showed you the Wyndham weaponry. Put the I put the ACOG Trijicon ACOG on there, and I put the charging handle from X2 the Dev Group. Put the Jackal charging handle on there, and then I put on the F18 flash header.
That's smart if you put that up against somebody, wouldn't it, after you've been shooting it?
Yeah, you could brand somebody pretty nicely with that one. But have not shot this one yet. Have shot the bunker buster with the 223-556 on it, and I like it a lot. And so we'll see how this 308 runs. Let's see what else. I had a bunch of water lines break. I told you all about that last week, and then so I've got to run. I wanted to go get a ditch witch and run some lines. I called the guy that does the wells, and he said he'd be backed up for 3 weeks or so. And I can't keep running back and forth. So that's pretty much. I got a whole bunch of stuff I did on the farm. I don't really care about that stuff. EDC carrying the Block 30S, and carrying the Crossbreed Super Tuck, and the bunker buster is upstairs in the secret hidden place for the bunker buster to hang out. And I've got the AR-10 here. Specifically, it's a Wyndham Weaponry or Wyndham Arms SRC 308, and it uses Magpul 25 round mags. And so,
hey, have you seen on different platforms? But it keeps showing up in my feeds and Facebook. But it's a bracket that you can put on the wall wherever you want to put it. You screw it in, and it's basically the same set. It fits your. I don't have my AR out here. It fits in your mag well, so you can screw it into a wall in your closet. You can screw it up wherever you want to, and you just set it up on it, and it locks in. And you can store your guns and put them up on a wall, or whatever. You can have them vertical or horizontally, either one. And then you just hit your mag release and just slide it off of it and go.
Yeah, but you don't have a mag in it though, so it takes you a little bit longer to get loaded.
Yeah, I wouldn't take long. Go to a Bulwarks class. They'll teach you how to do it real fast.
Yeah, I'm just saying. I keep mine in a little stand beside the bed, so I just reach over, grab it.
Well, that one, yeah. I'm talking about ones like I have other ones in the house, and it'd be nice to stash them around here and there. But
There's a company down in your state that makes some really cool hidden furniture and stuff, and
Oh yeah.
we need to have them on the show. Sure, you have a heat shield on that exhaust pipe when it passes by the starter, or you'll melt the starter solenoid wiring. That is a good suggestion. But I've got a 4-cylinder, and I think it's far enough away, but we can check it and see. I think that I think I'm far enough away from it. Starter's down at the bottom of the motor, but yeah, I'll have to look and see if there's a heat shield there.
So they got your carry stuff.
Yeah. I mean, other than I'm carrying the usual E2D Defender light and the Microtech Auto SOCOM and all the regular stuff, Lifesaver and a couple soft tourniquets. So that's it.
So I got the Glock 19 with my student of the gun night vision sights on it, and it stays with me just about everywhere I go. I have a holster being made for this bad boy, so I'm probably not going to be able to carry it much, but it's not going to be my everyday carry.
You're going to have to do like Steve, get you some suspenders.
I know. I have to get me
Steve Sprouse, not Steve Melton.
right. I got Bill going to be working on a holster for me, so
he's been cranking them out. He's been posting a lot of pictures this last week or two.
He has. He's got some pretty stuff, and so he's going to make me one for this hog leg. He actually was in a training class with Bulwarks this past week,
and Mississippi.
There was a guy had my gun, but it had an 8.5-inch barrel on it, and he was going to be able to use that for the mold because mine's only a 6.5. So that should look good. And let's see what else I got. Oh, got the Spartan auto knife. That man, I like this thing a lot, and it goes everywhere with me now. So that's what I got out here tonight.
I like it a lot.
I like it a lot, and I didn't pay the paint on it because I carried it in my pocket, clipped on, and it's in my pocket with my keys. So I don't know if you can see it, but it's like my Glock. It's got some holster wear, I guess.
Yeah, it's a tool.
It is a tool.
It's not a beauty queen.
No, I don't have any safe queens, so
I got one, but
stuff.
I guess I need to either let her free or use the thing. I don't know which. I got that Benelli. What was it? I don't remember what it was now. Montefeltro, not Montefeltro. It's the
Montefeltro.
It's a Legacy. It's got the nickel receiver all engraved and stuff.
Ooh.
Krista got that for me for a present one year, and I don't think it's ever been shot. It's still in its case. I put it together and played with it and drooled over it. And I took it back apart and cleaned it and put it back in the case. And I get it out every year or so and play with it on the wall and then take it back apart. I didn't go out and shoot the thing.
I have 27 days till my first trip to Arkansas, and I'll be heating up my Benelli.
Yep. And see, I need a Benelli like that I could go out and actually hunt with. This thing is just so pretty. It's just like a piece of art. You just you don't want to scratch it up kind of thing.
Well, that's kind of the way I am with my Henry, that big boy 44. I don't want to scratch it, but I do want to kill a deer with it. So take the good with that, I guess.
Yeah. You blow all the meat out of them Georgia deers.
Nah.
Tenderize it.
Mess him up good.
All right. So we got a joke.
We do got a joke. So I thought in the spirit of Thanksgiving, a man bought a parrot and only to have it constantly insulting him. He tried everything he could do to make the parrot stop, but nothing worked. Frustrated, the man put the parrot in the freezer. After a few minutes, the insult stopped. Then the man thinking, I might have killed the parrot. So he opens the freezer and takes the parrot out. The parrot is sitting there shivering, and it stammers out, sorry for being rude. Please forgive me. And then after another moment, the parrot softly asks, what did the turkey do? You've been in there a little longer.
It reminds me, my wife's went on a turkey buying spree recently.
Yeah, mine did too. I got
They
two
were
in
on
here.
sale. We already had 2 turkeys in the freezer, and she bought 3 more this week. I'm like, what are we going to do with 5 turkeys? You're going to eat turkey from now until Christmas.
You go eat a bunch of turkey sandwiches.
It was cheap though. I give her that. It was a good deal, but I think people just like get a little tired of turkey all the time. All right,
Just do them different ways.
yeah. Garbage can turkey, deep fried turkey, regular traditional in the oven turkey,
Smoked
cannonball turkey. Shoot it out of the back end of a 18-inch pipe. All right. So there was this joke that went around back when my engineering / sales engineering / manufacturing working days, that they were testing these engines for GE, and they were supposed to be able to handle bird strikes, and they were supposed to have this cannon that shot the bird in at the speed that normally would be interacting with a jet engine, go through the engine, and they kept on failing. They go through and destroyed the whole engine, and they couldn't figure out what the problem was, and they sent off the data to NASA or somewhere, and they come back and said, "We think we found your problem. Before you throw the turkey through the engine, thaw it out."
Throwing frozen turkey, throwing ice cubes at it.
Yeah, throwing frozen turkeys in the engine. I don't know whether that was true or not. That was just one of those things that when you're around engineers, they talk about and find it funny. I always cracked up the National Hug an Engineer Day. They'll hate it, but they need it.
I have to use that one on my son-in-law.
It was a meme. It had a picture of an engineer with a pocket protector and the glasses, and it was like somebody was hugging him. He was like, "Ah!" National Hug an Engineer Day. I think that was probably applied to my son, Gunner. He sort of got that kind of. All right, so tonight's Bible verse is going to be coming to you from the Book of Psalms. Now, for whatever reason, it's on the wrong one. All right. Here we are in green. Be still and know that I am God. I will be exalted among the nations. I will be exalted in the earth. I just chose that for the title of the day because a lot of people were just freaking out, thinking that Biden's going to take over and the communists are going to come marching in, take our guns away, and throw us all in prison. We just need to trust that God's got a plan, and it's for our betterment. It's for our good, not for our bad. And that He knows who His children are, and He would not give them bad gifts. So my encouragement is to be still and know that He is God, and He will be exalted. And even though people will attack us and martyr us and call us all kinds of names and call us ignorant and call us all these things, we just need to trust in God's got a plan, and it's for our good. And when they keep on trying to close us down because of all these new cases, it's not people dying, it's new cases. And the reason we have new cases is because they're testing everybody and their brother. And then you got all the schools shut down, which the children like 18 and younger are the least likely to ever get it, like less than 0.01% of children get it, let alone die from it. And so the whole reason to shut those down is just to try to drive you crazy. I think they're out to drive us crazy. What do you think, Doug?
No, I'm 100%.
I think they're trying to drive us crazy. I don't know how many fights my wife and I have had over this COVID thing since the beginning. Not that she's a fearful person, just that she says that we should, you should, listen to some of it. And I'm like, I don't buy any of it. I mean, I know that there's a disease and it's called COVID-19, but do I believe it's this most deadly thing that's ever walked the planet? No, I don't. The evidence isn't there. Even the manufactured evidence isn't there. I don't personally know one person who's died from it. Now, there's some people that are at church who had a family member that died, but there was comorbidity issues there that they were old and already sick before they got this thing. And so, was that definitely the reason for the death? I don't know. I'm not God. I don't know what killed him. But what I know is that it's hyped to the point where I am sick of it. I am sick of these governors and sick of these bureaucrats trying to tell me what to do. I'm sick of nosy neighbors trying to. I don't really have nosy neighbors. All my neighbors are good neighbors. But I'm sick of neighbors and people like in Elizabethtown and other cities. Around here in LaRue County, you got like 10% of the people wearing a mask. You go to E-Town, it's like 60% of the people wearing a mask. And they're like in your face, kind of, why ain't you wearing a mask? You're gonna kill us all. I'm like, I'm not sick. Why would I wear a mask? I mean, sick people wear a mask, right? So, but I think we're all about done with it.
Dude, I'm done with it.
And you work in a hospital, man. I know
do.
that there's people at your hospital who've died from COVID. I don't know. I trust that that happens, but I don't personally know one person who's died from it.
I do. I do.
But
I've had a few. I've had 3 friends that have passed away. They blamed on COVID. Now they had other issues as well, but they got COVID, and it's hard on them. I mean, it's hard on anybody that has underlying health issues, older. But we had a person that I work with. She was out because she had it Thursday. Thursday evening, she couldn't smell or taste anything, and she's like, "Oh man, that's one of the symptoms." Friday morning, she came in. First thing she did, went and got tested, rapid test, positive. Go home for 10 days and see how you feel after that. And other than couldn't taste and smell, she had zero effects, no fever, no nothing.
Yep.
I've had people in my vehicle. One of my buddies had it, and he did have a fever for a couple days, and that was the major thing that happened to him. And he felt bad for a couple days, but he got through it pretty quick. But he was in my truck, and we went to lunch together, the whole 9 yards. I didn't get it. I didn't pick it up. Now I might get it tomorrow, and it may get me. But if it does, it does.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm not living scared. I promise you.
No, I ain't walking around head in the sand. That's just ridiculous. I'm just, it's getting on my nerves. Got a lot down here, especially church family.
Oh, John said he had it. He had the China virus. China. It came from China.
Yeah, I think that my family had it back in April, late part of April, first part of May, somewhere in that range. I had a headache that lasted about 4 days, and I didn't have good taste. Like my taste buds and stuff didn't seem like anything worked. Of course, most of the time when I get a cold,
I lose mine.
I lose my sense of taste just with the regular cold
every time.
So, and the corona is the common cold. I mean, this new variant is not, but the coronavirus is what you call the common cold. I mean, it's not like it's a known thing. It's not some kind of new thing. But
Brian said it's called the Kung flu.
The Kung flu, yeah.
He said he had it.
Ryan had too.
Me, the wife, and one kid had it.
Yeah.
He said they felt bad for about a week, like a bad cold, and then they were fine.
All I had was a headache, and then I had like not really a sense of taste, and I had chills for like a couple hours. And what I did is I took vitamin C, I took a vitamin D, B6, B12, and I took colloidal silver, and I took that for about 4 or 5 days, and it all went away. And I had breathing problems. I did have a cough that was just a little bit of a more mucusy cough than I have. I don't usually get a cough, but had a little bit of a mucusy cough, but it wasn't a dry heave kind of stuff or any of that stuff. It lasted about 4 days or so, and the kids and all seemed like it went through everybody, but it wasn't anything that was felt deadly. And so, but Gunner tested. He got he had a fever and he had chills, and then he had no sense of taste. And they tested him, and he didn't have it. I think either it was a false positive or whatever. But he took off like 3 days of work because he was working at Amazon at the time. He took off like 3 days of work, and then he didn't have a fever for like 3 days. I said, "Okay, you can come back." So, and his test came back clear.
John said he had a bad week, but still have no sense of taste.
Well, that might just be a personal thing. Is that a personal thing, John? You still have any taste? All right. Oh, so we were talking before the show. I don't know if you guys have been following Giuliani's press release today, or Sidney Powell's released the Kraken comments and stuff.
Release the Kraken.
She said she's going to release the Kraken, and then she said the Kraken has been released, and then she said that the servers in Germany that had the Dominion that was running the vote tally were seized by the military. And so there is evidence of them rigging the election. This Dominion software was flipping votes for Biden from Trump to Biden, and the statistics were the same in all the states they flipped the votes. So the ratio by which they flipped the votes was the same in all the states. So it was a computer program. And the problem that they had, she said that the problem that the software had, the reason they had to stop the count on like 11 o'clock on Tuesday night, because there were so many more Trumps per vote than they had predicted, that they had to change the algorithms, and that's why they had to shut it down, because the computer could not keep up with the number of votes that Trump was winning by. And so in order to get the more votes for Biden, they had to shut down the count until the computer could catch up. And then they went, like in Detroit, they said they had like 600,000 ballots that were not signed, that all it said on it was Biden, didn't have any down ticket stuff on it. They found those up in Michigan. And then the people in Michigan were backing off, saying that they were not going to, they were threatening the Republican poll workers. Threatening their lives. And so they capitulated. And then they found out that Oath Keepers promised them that they would come up and give them security. And I think that Trump's got people that was going to give these people security so that they could feel free to talk, not feel like they're going to get killed or their families get killed. We're dealing with some really corrupt people, really troubling times. So we need to be praying for our country, praying for our president, praying for the truth to come out. And if the truth comes out and Biden wins, I accept it. But if the truth comes out and it is what it looks like and all the evidence is pointing towards, people need to go away.
Hey, drop the verse in there, brother.
What's that?
Drop the verse down.
Wasn't where it was still up there. Boop-a-doo. There we go.
There you go. There we go.
That's a good verse, though. Y'all need to memorize
that one. It is a good one. But it's just like Hillary, kept telling Biden, do not concede. You keep holding on. Well, they got to get enough votes in there. Don't concede, because we're going to pack some more votes in for you. Don't worry about it. It'll be all right.
Yep. Yeah, there's a lot of chicanery going on for sure. Yeah. We know that for a fact, that the rig is in. I mean, I knew at 11 o'clock that night, they up to no good when they stopped counting. at 11 o'clock on election
Yeah,
night because they used
they're
to try to
tired.
keep polls open until midnight. So for them
As
to
I said,
stop counting,
they were tired. They were going to take it back up tomorrow. I'm like, what? You know what it reminds me? I don't know if you've ever seen that movie Robin Williams was in about he was a comedian that ran for president because he was just tired of the politicians.
yep.
And the ballots, the machines were rigged, and there was a glitch in the software, and he actually won and went through all the process like Biden is now to become president, and realized that it was rigged and not counted right. But it reminds me of this so much.
Yeah, I mean, I think that we've known for some time that it had to be rigged elections. For Democrats to say the stuff that they were saying on TV live, uh, promising for gun control, hell yeah, we're going to come take your guns and your AR-15s. For them to publicly say that, they knew they had to have the election in the bag. And the only way they know they had it in the bag is they were stealing it. And so Democrats never used to do that. Every time when I was growing up, every time it was time for election, all the Democrats come running into the center or a little bit left or a little bit right of center, saying that they were hawks and they were for guns, for everybody having guns and for the rule of law. And then as soon as the election was over, they ran back over to the left. And the Republicans would even go more right? Because they know that that's where the people were at. But then they rule to the left of where they run. This time, the Democrats went way out to the left side. Well, it happened even with first Obama administration, he even was centrist. He came center, and I had Republican people. Well, he sounds like a pretty reasonable guy. I'm like, he was raised by communists. Like, well, he sounds really like he's a center of the line guy. I think I could get behind him. I'm like, he's raised by communists. He's a communist. He's a community organizer. Oh, he talks like he's more centered than that. I don't care what he talks like.
I mean, look at this. The media was out to get him from the get go. They were projecting huge wins by the Democrats in the House, taking over the Senate, taking over the presidency.
Oh, yeah.
They lost no Senate seats. They picked up 12 House seats in those races. The biggest turnout for Trump got 10 million more votes this time than he did last time.
Yeah.
And he supposedly is losing. Are you kidding me?
And Biden got 10 million more votes than Obama ever got. Who believes that?
No,
Who believes
nobody.
that? Nobody believes that. That's a bunch of bunk. That's all manufactured stuff. Nobody buys this. I mean, there's no way. According to the Kraken, according to Sidney Powell, she said that Trump would have won by had 400 electoral votes, over 400 electoral votes. They even said that he won California, and so that's what they're saying about Dominion. Now, when it comes to when will we see it? I don't know. I mean, the news media has not covered any of it except I think Fox today did actually cover Giuliani's press release.
Dude, I got so ticked at Fox because I happened to be watching a little bit of it on my phone, and this little girl, Kristen, or some girl that's reporting on it, she said Giuliani came out and for 90 minutes basically told unfactual things and they were lies and it wasn't true. I'm done with Fox. I'm done with them.
Yeah.
Only one that's on there worth watching is Tucker and maybe Sean Hannity occasionally.
Sean Hannity's he's played the same drum so long that I just don't really hear it anymore.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's got it down to that's a routine, and it's not really anything nothing groundbreaking, and it's just a production now. He needs to reinvent himself because he's become almost irrelevant. I like that he's out there, but he just really needs to go deeper. He needs to do some investigative reporting and stuff like that. But we'll see.
I'm done with him.
Yeah, I understand. I've got a quote back for some coffee cups by American-made company, American company that makes coffee cups in America, the same one that Trump had with their if you donated so much money, you got coffee cups or whatever. The same people that made the cups for Trump, I've got a quote from them, and so I'm going to try to scrounge up enough money to get the minimum order and see how fast we can get those in. But it's going to be they're going to be a brown mug that looks like our background. So the coffee mug itself will have this leathery looking brown, and then they'll have the logo. I'm going to see how much it costs for both sides as opposed to one side. So hopefully I'll have those. I can put the price up on those next week. Shirts are not. If I do both of them, I'm going to have to dip into the savings account to try to swing the minute order on both of them. So if you guys would rather have coffee mugs than shirts, and I'm not talking about the little coffee mugs, I'm talking about bigger, like the 3-cup, 2.5-cup coffee mugs, the bigger ones. If you think you'd like to have mugs instead of shirts, let me know so I can know if I should spend money on shirts or spend money on mugs, because I'm wanting to get one or the other. I've had a bunch of people today say, "Hey, can't you sell something besides patches?" Yeah, so we got patches and stickers still. We had 3 orders this week. Appreciate that, and it's we usually get 3, 4, 5 orders a week, and so we appreciate you guys placing orders. I found a patch that I'd promised to send out to Steve, and going to YouTube, battery going out. Okay, I guess his phone. So yeah, Steve's over on YouTube. So real-time commentary. So that's where I am with patches, stickers, shirts, and cups. We had Steve asked about ARF magazines with the logo on it, and know if we were going to get those. And I said, I don't know. We didn't have a ton of response. We had 10 or so people said that they would buy them if we got them. Mm-hmm. What was the min order? Was it like 40, 50? How many was the min order? Was it 100?
What on the
Magpul bags?
Means we won't.
Oh, I thought there was some kind of min order.
No, there ain't no minimum. We can get as many as we want of them.
Okay, so we probably get some of those on order because I had some people ask about those this week.
Yeah, I've already paid for the setup for the etching on those. So there's no setup now. It's just straight cost. So
that's with Nathan. Kentucky Gun Company. Or is that somewhere else?
No, it was there. It was there, but it was it's a young lady up there that does them for me, that did it, that I go through.
Oh, okay. Well, your cousin's back working there again. She left and came back.
Oh, Nicole?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought she was gone, and I saw her shooting a machine gun. I'm like, hey, wait a second.
I always mess with her because tomorrow should be full auto Friday.
Woo-hoo.
But ammo's so expensive now she may not.
That may be too much advertising. All right, so we have a Subscribestar account. Several of you guys are Festuses and Dirty Harrys and different levels of donations, and we really appreciate it. And so if you have not found us over there yet, it's God and Guns all together under Subscribestar. And if you'd like to donate to our show, we appreciate it. Again, check out oathkeepers.org. If you are former military, police, first responder, or if you just want to support their organization as a affiliate or associate like I am, you can do that and just go to oathkeepers.org to find out more about that. And they are banned on almost all social media, so if you want to find them, you have to go to Parler or Webkin, and I think they might be at MeWe now, so you go check those guys out there as well, and then you get the last two.
Do you know what their Parler one is? Because I've been trying to find them, and I can find some for like individual states, but I can't find their main site.
Yeah, I'm looking while you're telling the last two, and all
right. So Axelson Tactical, you have seen the rifle that Troy and I have that Jeff and company made for us when we were helping them out with the foundation. They are TAC drivers. They do custom rifles, custom pistols, bolt guns for long distance shooting, pretty much anything you want. They have a lot of good stuff. And like I said, the rifles are top quality and they're just great. So if you're looking for something good that shoots straight and you'll have no problems with, go out and check them out at axelsonusa.com and use our promo code God and Guns when you find something you like, and they'll give you 10% off just for listening to the show. Also, Palmetto State Armory. Palmetto's starting to get a little bit of stuff in, but man, is it expensive lately. I mean, parts and uppers and lowers and everything else. People are starting to buy. I've been getting hit up all week. People wanting to buy stuff, and they're like, I can't find nothing. I'm like, I know. We've been telling you for months. But Palmetto's now got some stuff in. You can get some deals. They got some pretty good stuff here recently. So you can go check them out at Palmetto State Armory and use our affiliate link. And that won't get you a discount for ordering through those guys, but they do send us a little bit back based on how much you guys spend with them, and it comes back to us to help us with t-shirts, AR mags, and that kind of stuff. So go check our buddies out at Palmetto State Armory.
Good deal. Armed Citizen Week, what you got?
Armed Citizen this week comes to us from Winston-Salem, North Carolina. An armed citizen in Winston-Salem, North Carolina, defending himself and his roommate when two armed robbers forced their way into an apartment on November 7th of 2020. The 24-year-old man was away from his home on Saturday night when he was called by his roommate, who told him that someone was trying to break into the home. After the call, the man rushed back to the house and went inside and found two intruders. In a confrontation with the intruders inside the home, the two robbers pulled out weapons on the man. In response, the man produced his own handgun and shot one of the robbers. Both robbers fled the home after the shot, with the wounded robber collapsing in the parking lot from his gunshot wound to the chest. Authorities arrived at the scene after 12:15 a.m. and found the wounded robber, who was taken to the local medical center in serious but stable condition. The other robber is still at large, and an investigation is ongoing. That's from WBTW.com in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. So it must be right across or right there next to it. So anyway, good guy with a gun.
Good deal. I was looking here for the parlor. Looks like several of them are on MeWe. I'm looking at the back channel of Oathkeepers here.
I can find a couple of the state ones, but I can't find the main one.
I have followed several of the guys, but I don't know if they want their information out there unless you're up in that organization, as they would like to say. They've had to do some house cleaning. They had some spies in there going out and printing communications on the inside.
Really?
Yeah. Of course, we do the same thing. We got people in different organizations finding out what's going on. Just call it intel. So that's the way you do it. All right. Everybody's out looking out for everybody else. All right. So we appreciate you guys joining us tonight. We're going to wrap this puppy up. If you got any questions, just holler at us and let us know about it. And we'll try to catch them before we get out of here. You got anything else, Doug, before I start to wrap up?
That's it, man.
All right. We appreciate you guys so much coming in here and letting us know what's going on and being a part of the show. We look forward to it every week. Send your feedback to Troy at GuidingGunsPodcast.com or
Doug at GuidingGunsPodcast.com.
Please tell your friends about us. Leave us an iTunes review. Like us on Facebook at Facebook.com/Guiding Guns Podcast. Subscribe to us and follow us on YouTube. I'm amazed that we're still here. I got a warning from Instagram today that I have to be really careful about what I post from now on. Apparently, they've changed what they'll let me post anymore. So I don't know if that limits us on guns and viruses and fake candidates and stuff like that, but we'll see. Twitter, I'm still over there for some reason. God and Guns POD. God and Guns POD. I'm also have my own account over there, personal account as well. Search for us on Instagram at God and Guns Podcast, and you can find us over on MeWe at God and Guns Podcast, and I have a personal account over there. We're also over on Parler. We have a God and Guns Parler account. I have a Troy Clapton Parler account. I've got a Webkin account with God and Guns, and also my own personal account. We've got our website. Doug's about to pull the pin on that puppy, and soon.
Yep.
GodGunsPodcast.com. So until next time, Doug, have a blessed week.
And keep your guns close, but keep your Bible closer.
And my stuff ain't.